Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on, everybody? And of course, welcome back to the Sports Lovers, where we talk all things, obviously, in the world of sports. In today's video, we, of course, are going to be talking about the college football playoff. The college football playoff quarterfinals have officially wrapped up. We're going to break down pretty much every single game. We're going to talk about those games and, of course, break down every game that was on New Year's Day. But first, of course, if you guys are new to the channel, you already know what to do. Leave a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Was not able to get a video out for you guys yesterday just because I was super busy running around with everything. However, we are back with videos today, as it is Auburn basketball game day as well, taking on Texas at Texas. Second game in conference play, 1-0 already. Great start for the Tigers in SEC basketball. And we're cooking right now on the basketball side of things as well. Women's team not looking so hot, but our men's team is looking really, really good, as they are still the number 2 overall team in the country. Now, with that being said, again, we got some college football playoff games to react to. That is what we're going to do in today's video. Tomorrow, you guys are going to have NFL playoff predictions. Then, of course, Thursday, I believe you're going to have a Road to Glory. And then Friday, I think we will go ahead and predict the SEC slate for the weekend in basketball. Kind of pivot towards basketball predictions like we did last year. Now we'll do basketball predictions again this year as well. So, that is the outlook for the week. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. And let's go ahead and hop right in to these college football playoff quarterfinal reactions. All right, so the first game, of course, was on Thursday night between Penn State and Boise State. I'm just going to talk about the games. We're not really going to go over all of the stats. We may go over a couple of them. However, we're just going to talk about the games. Penn State's defensive line in this game was absolutely nuts. Obviously, when you have one of the best edge rushers in the game in Abdul Carter Jr., you're going to have a lot to deal with if you're Boise State's offensive line. Now, again, they have a lot of draft talent on that Penn State defensive side of the ball, and they just held Genty to one of his lowest rushing games of the season, which is not easy to do. Ashton Genty is a really good player. He's a really good running back. He's definitely going to be a first-round pick. But the Penn State defensive line was on point on Tuesday night, for the Penn State Nittany Lions defense. Also, for Penn State, they were basically just the bigger team. They were bigger, stronger, faster, and that proved in this game. Drew Aller obviously went off in this game. The wide receivers for Penn State had some nice touchdown passes as well, and they were just overall the better team. And they do, in fact, get the job done over Boise State. Now, Boise State there did try to come back eventually towards the end of the game. Kind of like Indiana did with Notre Dame. It just wasn't enough. They fell short, due to quarterback inexperience. When you have a sophomore quarterback, you're probably not going to advance. Penn State, having the senior quarterback, is experienced in this type of situation, and they were ready for the challenge, as Penn State, of course, does go on to the semifinal and they will play in the Orange Bowl. Sorry about that. They're gonna play in the Orange Bowl against Notre Dame on, of course, Thursday night. Moving on, you got the best game of the college football playoff by far. Arizona State, Texas in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. This was the best playoff game by far, right? The game had offense, it had defense, it had some special teams in there, with Brett Auburn missing, of course, those field goals. And this game had pretty much everything. Texas, ultimately, they did find the way to win the game. Now, with that being said, again, do I think the refs kind of screwed Arizona State over? Yes, I do think they screwed Arizona State over, but outside of that, Texas was the bigger and better team, and that is ultimately why, of course, they got the job done. Thanks to Gunnar Helm, the tight end for Texas, balled out on Wednesday, I believe, and he played a really, really solid game. Obviously, he had the game-sealing touchdown against Arizona State as well. Cam Skattebo, he looked really good, especially in that second half. The second half, man, for Cam Skattebo was up. He's coming to the Senior Bowl, which I'm really, really excited about. I'm going to be able to get to watch him play in person, and obviously, I do think he will be an NFL running back. Now, again, from my thought process on this, I think that the NCAA wanted Texas in there from the get-go. I think that they wanted Texas in there, more money to the SEC, obviously, and stuff like that. And yeah, I just think that the NCAA, that just kind of shows that they want Texas in there right there. The money line people, whoever make the money line, also wanted Texas in there too. And one last thought before I let you guys loose on this game. This game was a phenomenal game, by the way. If you missed it, go back and watch the highlights. But next year, Arch Manning is going to be that guy. We saw Quentin Ewers throw, I believe, 2 or 3 interceptions there within the last 5 or so minutes of the game in the fourth quarter. So, Arch Manning is definitely the guy for Texas going forward next year. I'm interested to see what Quentin Ewers does if he enters the NFL draft or if he enters the transfer portal. We will see. But Arch Manning's the guy for Texas, and Texas will now play Ohio State, which we will talk about here in the next game. Next, we have Oregon versus Ohio State, the rematch from week number 2 of the college football regular season in the Rose Bowl. This game had pretty much a lot of beatdown coming from Ohio State. We'll start with Ohio State. We'll talk about Will Howard. Will Howard played out of his mind in this game. We'll talk about Jeremiah Smith having 2 or 3 touchdown receptions on the day. A little bit of light work for Jeremiah Smith. The Will Howard to Jeremiah Smith connection was in fact on point, obviously. Will Howard, I think, was out to make a statement against Oregon, especially after Oregon, or how they lost that Oregon game in week number 2. If you guys don't remember how they lost in week number 2, Will Howard basically slides down, gets the first down. They're in field goal range, but time runs out. Time did not need to run out in this matchup. Obviously, Dylan Gabriel did not play all that great. A few interceptions on the day as well. And overall, he just didn't look that great. Tez Johnson, I thought, didn't get involved as much as I wanted him to. The second half, they made it look a little bit better. But again, Ohio State was by far the better team, and they showed that and wanted to get this win against the Ducks. They were out to prove something to the committee, to, of course, the world. Ryan Day's job, I think, is safe for now. I think that Ryan Day has one more game left in him, and I think that they will go to the national championship game. I really do, which we will talk about here at the end. We'll give our predictions for the semifinals as well. Ohio State wanted this game more. That showed Will Howard, Jeremiah Smith, 2 of the most electric players in all of college football against a really not great Oregon defense. I believe Oregon was winning most of their games just because pretty much they shut everybody out. That's pretty much why they were winning most of their games. And Ohio State does, in fact, get the job done as Will Howard and Jeremiah Smith move on to the next round after getting a statement win against the number 1 team in the country in the Oregon Ducks. Moving on to the final game of the college football season, or the college football playoff quarterfinal, Georgia versus Notre Dame. This game, obviously, I think Notre Dame just wanted it from the get-go. I think Riley Leonard wanted to get this win a lot more than Georgia did. Now, granted, when Georgia does have a quarterback who, of course, is a redshirt sophomore, that's probably not going to go well for the Georgia Bulldogs. Riley Leonard looked really good. Notre Dame's defense contained Gunnar Stockton a lot. Every time Gunnar would try to get to the outside or try to break a move, Notre Dame's defense was there for the most part, and ultimately, I think that is what helped Notre Dame in getting this win. I thought that the defense for Georgia kind of looked iffy, especially when you have the number 1 safety in college football right now in Malachi Sparks, who has, of course, entered the NFL draft. I think that kind of just does not go well together, especially when the defense did not look good to begin with. The defensive line for Georgia did not pressure Riley Leonard enough. They did not force him into coverage that needed to be, broken down, I guess you would say. Riley Leonard just wanted this game from the get-go, and ultimately I think that Notre Dame was just a better team, and they got the job done in New Orleans. And they move on to the college football playoff semifinals where they will face Penn State University. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for the college football playoff first round reactions. Let me know what you thought of the video in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, turn that bell on as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. Got some great college hoops action tonight. Auburn's taking on Texas. Tennessee's taking on Florida, for crying out loud. That is going to be a fun matchup as well. You got some NBA action in there as well. No football today, but of course you still have a lot of great basketball as well. My predictions for the college football semifinals, we'll just go ahead and drop those right here. I think Notre Dame gets the job done, and I think Ohio State gets the job done against Texas. I think those two meet in the national championship when we will predict the national championship here once it is settled come Friday and come Monday as well. However, that is going to do it for this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Peace.